Hey, y'all. Hey, I'm really excited. I have an announcement and I'm really excited. I'm a little bit nervous, but I am starting a podcast for Never Hide Your Wings. And I've not ever done a podcast before. So full disclosure. So if it's not very good at first, just please know that I'm sure there's going to be a huge learning curve, but I will navigate it. But I wanted to explain a little bit about Never Hide Your Wings and where it comes from and what it is designed to do or what my heart wants it to do. So Never Hide Your Wings is just a kind of a motto that I came up with. It was something that I came up with to remind myself to never fold to become what someone else tells you are or expects you to be, right? We do not ever shrink ourselves because if we do, then we are not being fully who we are supposed to be and we're not stepping into what our purpose is in life. And if somebody asks you to do that, you know what? They're not your person. So I was going through just a really hard time. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be real and I'm pretty blunt. It sucked. And there were so many times when I was on my knees and I was just sobbing like we're talking ugly crying, y'all, like ugly crying and praying and begging God for wisdom and discernment and for guidance because I had no idea what to do or what to, direction to take with my life, decisions that I had to make that were big life altering decisions. And so I created Never Hide Your Wings, just kind of came on my heart. And it was just to remind myself, right? So it's on the back of my Jeep. It's actually my tire cover, which I thought, you know what? I think that's a great logo. So my logo is just the Jeep tire cover with the blue butterfly. It says Never Hide Your Wings. So then I felt like God was saying that I needed to do more with Never Hide Your Wings. And I never intended that it would become a women's ministry. I never thought of it as becoming a women's ministry, but I think that's how things kind of go sometimes, right? We have these plans and we ask these things of God, and then he comes in and he's like, okay, here you go. Here's all of this. So that's what I'm just navigating through. So the Never Hide Your Wings, I said, okay, fine, God, I'll buy the domain, but you're going to have to dumb it down because I don't know what to do with it after that. So I bought the domain. And then shortly after it was create a website. So I spent a couple of days building the website. Then things just kind of started falling into place because a few years back, y'all know my obsession, with coffee because it's literally like 5 o'clock and I'm having coffee. And I had started a coffee store. And the purpose was that some of the proceeds would be able to help other women, would be able to help for life coaching, would be able to help with whatever they needed, be able to donate to other women's nonprofits. And so that I integrated that. My coffee store is integrated into the neverhideyourwings.com website. And so the purpose of it is to be able to be a community, to build a community around women who are needing support, women who have gone through things, who are going through things. I want to be there because I'm going to tell you, when I was going through what I was going through, it was a beautiful woman, Becky Culpepper, you know who you are, Courageous Life Coaching. She was like my lifeline and she helped me. God sent that beautiful human to me to help me stand up and start walking again because I was about as low like as I can even imagine. And she just was amazing. And so I want to be able to be a resource for that. So the Never Hide Your Wings is a space for women to come together. It's an online community. It's an in-person community. I'm going to be having a group called Lattes and Life Stories. And it'll be a place where people can come, women can come. It's just low key. It's just, let's have a conversation. Let's create a friendship. Let's empower each other. Let's lift each other up. Let's just be there, right? A support group. And to have a community, because y'all, when I was going through my stuff, anybody who's been through things like this, they know you wake up one day and you have your village, you have no village, right? Because you just isolated, whether it's because of the person that you were with and maybe people don't want to be around them, or it is, that person kind of makes you hide yourself, makes you hide from others, whatever it is, we pull back. And so I didn't have a village. I have my amazing children, but it's not really fair to burden our kids with that. And I'm a little emotional, but I feel like I kind of did when I was going through because I just didn't have anywhere else to turn. So I don't want another woman to go through this. I don't want another woman to experience what I've experienced. I don't want another woman to feel that she is worthless because I thought of myself as all the unwords. Like I couldn't describe what I was feeling very well because I didn't have the words, but I had all the unwords: unlovable, unattractive, unintelligent, all of those words. I wrote out an entire list a few years ago when I was going through this. And I tried to counter every single one of those in my mind, bring myself up. So I just don't want someone to experience that or experience that alone. So I want to be a resource. I want to build a community of amazing, strong women. And I already have a community of amazing, strong women. And I'm hoping that they help me to get involved in this. But it will be beautiful. I just see it being a beautiful place. I want to interview other women. I want to interview women who are women-owned businesses. I want to interview women who are running the nonprofits. Bell and Sparrows, Lindy Griggs, she is amazing, y'all. If you're listening, I'm really hoping that maybe you'll sit and talk with me on this podcast. So I just have all these ideas and all these goals for this. And so I just hope that y'all will be part of it. And again, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. And so I'm really hoping that if you have suggestions, if you know someone, if you are someone that you want to be interviewed, please, please, please reach out. I would just love to be a resource or a voice for other women. So I know I was in a restaurant. My husband and I were in a restaurant, and and the fact that I even have a husband, that I was brave enough to get remarried. That's a whole nother story. That is a whole nother God story, y'all. But we were in a restaurant, and there was a woman that just looked so broken. She looked so beaten down. And I don't mean, she wasn't covered in bruises. I just mean like verbally, emotionally, mentally. She just looked so small. And the man that she was with was chastising her. And I thought, this is not the right place, and I am not the right person to do this in front of. So we got up to leave. My husband goes to pay for the bill, and I go to the table, and he looks at me like, "What are you doing?" And I walked over to her and I said, "I have to tell you, you are one of the most beautiful women that I have ever seen. You are so pretty." And she's just like smiled and she said, "Thank you so much." And I turned to the guy she was with and I said, "You're lucky to have her." And then I turned around and walked away. So I want to be a voice for those women. I want to be a voice for women who have gone through this. And I want to just create this amazing community around others. So you change one life, you affect 5 generations. Think about that. Like, we could do a lot with our voice. We look back at what we go through, and that's our testimony, and that's what God gives us, and that's the path that we're supposed to go. That's where we reach people that we're supposed to help. That is our life mission. So I'm excited. My real estate, my coffee store, they both go to fund Never Hide Your Wings, which is wonderful because then my clients get to also be part of that, right? So my real estate clients, they get to know that they've contributed somehow. And then my coffee clients, they get to know that they've contributed. So I'm super excited. I hope y'all will bear with me. This is, again, going to be a learning process. So anyway, I hope that you have a amazingly blessed day and go out and bless somebody else and never hide your wings.